my fellow ship friends. Welcome back to another construction video of the San Felipe. As mentioned in my previous video about the ship's lanterns, I've now completed the whole hull of the San Felipe. In this video, I'm happy to give you a completed guided tour of the ship as it is today. In this video, you will notice the various parts of the ship, and I'll give you some small information about these parts without turning it into a history lessons. You'll also notice many intricate details of the ship and some small imperfections here and there, which I hope you'll forgive me, as this is just merely a hobby of mine, which of course deeply enjoy, using only minimal set of tools. In the next weeks, before moving on to the masts, I'll be working on the lifeboats, which I intend to plank, and I will still have to construct and attach the anchor here at the Cathead beams. But enough for the talking today, let's dive into the guided tour of this San Felipe. If you like it, don't forget to click the subscribe button afterwards. I hope to see you again next week. Enjoy the movie. Bye bye. Welcome aboard the San Felipe, a Spanish galleon that sailed the seas during the late 17th century. These ships were the pride of the Spanish Navy, renowned for the strength, elegance, and ability to carry treasures across the vast oceans. The hull, without its masts or sail here, still showcases the impressive engineering and artistry of this mighty warship. Join me as I delve in the ship's foundation and discover the essential components that made up the core of this vessel. Let's start with the most prominent feature of any ship, the hull. The San Felipe's hull was made of oak, designed to withstand the treacherous conditions of the high seas. The hull is reinforced with wales, thick horizontal timbers that strengthen the ship's sides. Above, we have the bulwark, the raised section along the perimeter of the deck that provided protection for the crew and allowed them to move safely during battles or rough seas. At the front, we have the Beakhead, the protruding part of the foremost section of the sailing ship, adorned with intricate carvings and the ship's figurehead, often a symbol of power or religious protection. The Beakhead, on a 17th century sailing ship, was a structure that projected forward from the bow just below the bowsprit. It served as a working station for the crew and was often where the figurehead, a decorative carving symbolizing the ship, was mounted. The Beakhead also had practical functions. First, sanitation. It was frequently used as a toilet area for the crew, as seawater would naturally wash this part of the ship clean. Secondly, access to the bowsprit. It provided the crew with access to the bowsprit and other equipment at the ship's bow. This structure was important for the overall operation of the ship, combining both functional and decorative elements. Flanking the bowsprit are the Catheads, beams that helped hoist and secure the ship's heavy anchors when not in use. These were crucial during anchoring, as the ship relied on large, heavy anchors to stay steady in rough waters. The Spanish galleons were not just warships, they were a symbol of Spain's naval power. Notice the intricate ornaments along the hull, leading to the grand stern galleries. These stern galleries, richly decorated at the ship's rear end, housed the captain's quarter and served as a symbol of prestige, while also offering a fantastic view of the open sea. Moving onto the decks, the San Felipe was divided into several levels. We're now looking on the main deck, the central area where much of the ship's activity took place. Below the main deck lies the gun deck, where rows of gun carriages housed the ship's cannon ready for battle. On the main deck we find the capstan, which was crucial for raising the ship's heavy anchors, with the help of the crew. Surrounding the capstan are the fife rails, which would eventually be used to secure the lines from the sails once the masts were installed. The belaying pins inserted into these rails allowed the sailors to manage the rigging efficiently, keeping everything organized during complex maneuvers. These belaying pins might seem simple, but they were crucial for maintaining control over the ship's sails and rigging, ensuring the massive galleon could be maneuvered effectively even in harsh conditions. But perhaps the most intimidating feature here are the rows of cannons. These powerful weapons were essential for both offense and defense, protecting the ship from pirates and enemy fleets. The San Felipe was armed with dozens of these cannons, each capable of firing large iron balls at enemy ships. Each gun carriage was made of sturdy wood and fitted with wheels to allow for recoil and repositioning after firing. Above, we see the gratings, which provided ventilation to the lower decks and allowed light to filter down. These were essential for keeping the ship's lower levels from becoming too stuffy or dark, especially during long voyages. Here we have the Belfry Tower, which housed the ship's bell. The bell was used to mark time and signal important events, such as the changing of the watch. Below deck, we step into the captain's quarters, a space that was relatively luxurious compared to the rest of the ship. Here, the captain would chart the course using maps and tools like astrolabe and compass. The stern gallery windows provided both natural light and the grand view of the ocean. Finally, at the rear of the ship is the rudder, controlled by the helm or steersman on the upper deck. This massive wooden structure allowed the helmsman to steer the ship through both calm and stormy waters. The San Felipe was more than just a ship. It was a floating fortress, a symbol of Spanish power and a crucial player in maritime history of the 17th century. Its legacy, like that of many galleons, is one of exploration, wealth, and naval dominance. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more. Thank you.